Right here. Okay, day 5 of the classic sequence: wrists, twists on the spine, and then ankles. So there are 3 poses. I'm going to show you the order in the official order, whatever, but I'm going to do them in a different order personally. I'm also going to show you a variety. So for the first one, it is reverse dog. You take your hands and you rotate them externally or laterally. Medial is into the middle, medial middle, and then you might go up and down into a down dog or whatever. And I will probably do that. Now, this is a really good one, but you can also do something like this. So you do that, and then you do the reverse. So that's a nice variety. Those are both good ones. The first one though is reverse dog. That's the official one. Now, the next thing is a big spinal twist. You're on your back. You're going to take, and there are varieties here. One variety, you take your right knee and you hook it on the outside of the right or the left leg, and then you pull like so. Another thing is you might just hook and do the same thing if you can't get the leg over, or you might even go so far as to double twist and then hold it like so. That's asymmetrical, so you'll do it on both sides. Last one is a bit nasty. It's called pins and needles, and I don't know which are the pins and which are the needles, but you're going to curl your toes under and then rest into your heels. Now, if you can't get to your heels, that's fine. Use a pillow. You do something like that. That's fine. Work your way down, 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 down. Now, that's part of it. Let's say that's the pins. The needles are you get your hands behind your back, and then maybe you do something like this at first. Maybe you start working yourself up a bit, and then maybe over time, you figure out a way to force your body into a full prayer pose. I'm not quite flexible here yet, so something like that. Not that's a bit sloppy, but you get the point. The This is I want to say it's a 5-minute pose. I'm not certain. And then the other ones, the twists are 5 minutes each, and then the reverse dog, that's only 3 minutes. Actually, the pins and needles is 3 minutes as well. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. You do it as long as you want to. Uh, I'm going to go ahead and do the poses. Enjoy. Let's see. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do this variety. Why not? Ooh, that is tender. Alexa, 3-minute timer. For the record, I'm putting more weight on my left or the hand that is rotated laterally, not the hand when my wrist is up, it's pointing in. And if you don't want to hold this much weight, you can bring your knees in, and this is still a good pose right here. And again, if you can't sit on your heels, that's not a problem. Use a pillow. I'm getting a really sufficient stretch in both my wrists right here. Now, when I'm doing this version, I you do not go up on your feet. This is it. This is it right here. Your wrist, my right wrist can't support that. You will do damage. So this is the pose if you're doing this variety. I suspect that. I haven't actually looked into the details of this pose, but I can just tell physically that's the case. Don't go up. This is all you need to do. Breathe to relax, breathing. Wet noodle, relax where you can. Passive tension over time, 3 to 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. We're doing three. And this is asymmetrical, so I'm going to do another three, flipped. And then the other two are it's how it feels, not how it looks. And you got to go from where you're at. Alexa, stop. Okay, I'm going to shake that out a little bit. Okay, don't. Okay, let's see. Now this is, oof, that is tender. I gotta be careful. That this side's a bit sore right here, so I gotta honor that. Gotta go from where I'm at. That's fine. Trying to protect that side. Still getting a really good stretch there, and it'll warm up. And I'm getting a good stretch on both hands. I'm just putting a little more of the pressure into my legs so that I can take it easy on my wrist, but still get some movement. Movement is medicine. So you make adjustments to allow yourself to gently go through things. If you have any kind of injury, back off. Three. If you're going to, after the acute phase, don't do the rice thing. That's been debunked by the person who came up with it. During the acute phase, just try to write it out. If need be, maybe do something. But then after that, you want to get back to movement and you want to get towards very low load, full range if you can. Now, my right wrist is already warmed up, so now I can put a lot more pressure on it. Yeah, it's much better. Did I set a timer? Alexa, how much time is left in the timer? Yeah, shoot. Alexa, 2 minute timer. Gonna guess. I've been going at a minute. I'm about to scratch my nose. I'm gonna focus in on that experience and just acknowledge it. Notice I'm practicing discomfort, mild discomfort. And rather than shy away from it, I'm actually trying to really get the experience of what it's like to really need to itch my nose. Now, it turns out I happen to be really getting a nice stretch in my ankles as well. I'm plantar flexing and plantar pointing. So medial into the middle, lateral, not medial. So that's external. Alexa, stop. Okay. Yeah. Oof. That's a bit rough. Oof, that's a bit rough. Okay, now I do pins and needles instead of last. I do it next 'cause I don't like finishing on that. So I'm going to do pins and needles, and I'm going to go reverse so you can see what I'm doing there. And also, I'm going to take my shoes off because I really want to make sure I have my toes curled under. And with these shoes, I'm not sure that I would do that. So shoes off, Mr. Rogers style. All right. So pardon my back, but so first of all, notice I'm curling my toes under. All right. Actually, this is a 5 minute pose. I was wrong about that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start working my hands up. I'm not going to start the timer until I'm about in the pose. The one disadvantage of doing this after what I just did is your wrists might be sore. So there is a reason why the other pose is before this, but I'm willing to pay that price. Yikes, that's about as high as I've ever got those up there. Okay, there we go. Okay, Alexa, 5 minute timer. This is an intense pose. You're going to hate it. One of my colleagues slash fellow students in Tai Chi was asking me about a stretch for the ankles, and I said, "Hey, try this one." And she came back to me at the next class, and she said, and I quote, "Brett, why do you hate me so much?" It really does work. Now, you might have real trouble with this one if you have really tight calves. So the calves and the arch of your foot form a hinge. And so there's ligaments on either side, and they go down either side of the ankle. And so if you have tight calves, it's going to necessarily make your arch tight higher. If you have flat feet, you might have loose calves. Now, that these are general patterns. You may be different, obviously, but one thing you might do is you might do a calf stretch. So put your foot up on a block and just hold it. Put some pressure on it. 3 to 5 minutes. Stretch those calves. What I did last night, I stretched the hell out of my calves when I was doing that side bend. There are lots of ways to stretch your calves. So this will stretch your feet, and over time, you will improve your feet. Oof, pushing my fontanelle up. For you Tai Chi folk, I'm working on the second bow, at least the top half of the second bow, and I'm gonna relax that now. Ooh, that was a bit much actually. Out now. My shins are getting the muscles in front of my shins are really getting stretched. My toes are starting to talk to me. The shins are going like, "What are you doing, dude?" and things are starting to really relax and between the balls of my feet, especially on my right foot. Really got a lot of pressure on that big toe. I'm gonna sort of center over a little bit there. Try to get a little more over more toes rather than just over the big toe. Got to really pay attention to your body and try to work on that balance. You got to really cinch your toes because you don't want to be on one toe or or asymmetrical if you can handle it. Now, one problem I have with this is about 4 minutes in, 3, 4 minutes in, my knees start sliding, and that really can make it too intense. So I sometimes do it against the wall. I say that because my knees just slid a little bit. So if you do it on the yoga mat, you'll probably won't do that. Jeans on carpet. Alexa, stop. Oof. Okay, now I got to come out of this really slow. If you come out too fast, at least for me, it really hurts the toes. Ooh. Okay. Yikes. Okay, now I'm just gonna let the toes sort of hang for a second. You younger folk, you'll kick back really fast. Oh my God, it actually feels like I've got more than 5 toes right now. Okay. Okay, that's good. That's all it takes. That's the thing with these stretches. My personal experience is, my muscles are completely trashed until I get them back, sort of back into place, and that's good. Okay, I'm going to use this from a twist so that my hand doesn't go all the way down. I already did this pose today, but I'm going to go ahead and do a full two poses, right and left in 5 minutes each. Okay, let's see. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and make it comfortable. I'm going to put my head a little bit of a pillow. Okay, I'm gonna also take these off. Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to put this out a little bit above my shoulder, and you'll figure out where that is for you. Take my right leg. I'm going to put it over my left leg. Sometimes I can curl it under here. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I suppose I can do that. There, got it curled under. That took a couple, 2.5 years maybe to get to that, and I really didn't care that I was able to do it. It's not doesn't do anything special. If anything, it hurts your toes more. Alexa, 5 minute timer. Okay, I was a little bit high, so let's do that. And we're gonna undo that because it's causing my feet to slide. The feet twisting have nothing to do with the pose at all. This is all about right here. This is an intense, deep stretch. And do not do anything after this like I did last week. I did the plow pose and I couldn't come out of the plow pose slowly, and I'm still hurting. It's mostly healed. It's at 85% maybe. Don't be afraid to make minor adjustments, but be careful. Don't move too much. Mm, Not sure I'm doing any more stretching, but it just feels nice to do this. For a lot of these poses, like this one, do use an alarm because I have fallen asleep. I think I fell asleep on Monday night, actually. I did during Fret's alarms. That's a common one for me to fall asleep on. Alexa, stop now. Unwind my feet. They're not that wound, but still unwind them. Now I'm going to get my left leg below my right leg, and then I'm going to slide my right leg back slowly because I don't want to come back fast here. This is very stretched and very tender, and even some here. I'll straighten up a little bit. And this side feels like it's arched. This just feels completely different. Okay, now other side. Move. This is a combination of the breathing, this particular pose, and then this thing. I'm falling asleep. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I think that'll do. Alexa, 5 minute timer. My right hand is on the outside of my left knee. I am not pulling. You don't want to pull. I just the weight of my hand is more than enough for things to just happen. I'm going to move my leg a little bit because I'm crushing my foot there. Doesn't feel right about this. That might be a little bit better. That'll do. Okay, so I'm not crushing my foot anymore, and it fixed the issue I was feeling. You know, listen to your body. Every time I haven't listened to my body, I've done some damage to it multiple times. To be reminded every so often. Pain is the body's way of saying, no, no, no. Pain is information. Pain is an experience. The extent to which you're willing to accept and feel pain, the extent to which you can feel joy and pleasure. When you lock yourself out of your negative emotions, the positive ones get attenuated as well. At least that's my personal experience. Alexa, stop. Ooh, man, that was just about asleep again. Okay, untwist my legs. Get now my right leg under my left. Slide my leg back so I can get the foot on the ground. Slowly, 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 slowly rotate back. And then both feet and come back to this. Ooh, man, I gotta be careful there. I'm gonna come a little further over. That's better. Okay. You might gently windshield wiper your knees. This is also a nice stretch if you want to hold it, but the other one's a little, I think a little more, it's a little more. So this is pretty good. And slightly different. This is a reset pose. I'm not actually, I'm not using this to do any kind of deep flexibility work. Okay. I believe that's sufficient for this evening since I did half this routine earlier tonight and I got interrupted. Do I do anything else? I kind of do want to do something else. It's just a little bit of, let's see if I'm in the mood. Oh, wait, there's some I want to try. It's half side splits. So I can remember what that looks like. So I believe it's I'm gonna use this for support. This leg is like so. This leg is like so. Okay. I'm getting a really good stretch right there. Now I wonder. I said no, I'm gonna could have kept the bench. I'm not sure if this is the pose, but I tell you what, definitely I'm getting something out of it. Not sure. I'll look it up maybe. Mm. Ooh, there we go. I don't think this is the pose. Nope. Wait back. Oof. I'm not doing that one for very long, but that's pretty good. Oh man. Oof. Yeah, that was Alexa, play the album Yummy by James. That was yummy. Oof. No. Alexa, stop. Alexa, play the album Yummy by James on Spotify. Alexa, play the album Hey Ma by James. Another excellent album. Okay, let's see. Yeah, oh, this is my bad side, actually. Okay, get a different angle here. Okay, gonna lose my leg on that. That's fine, though. Actually, no, I'm gonna have to move this way because it's in the way. Okay, so, pardon me. Oof. All right. Be hard. And actually, I'm gonna do it this way for now. I'm using the brick. There we go. Ah, now I can put more of the emphasis on my hips and not have to hold myself up. I mean, I'm using my elbows as well, but this just makes it all easier. It's a triangle or more. Actually, I've got 4 points of contact. There we go. Duh. I think that's enough. That's what I mean. I don't have any desire to use that leg. I have to use the rest of my body to pull it back. And then, yeah, now I can bend it. Ooh. And then when it's back in place, it's better. Okay, that's enough. Good night.